Guys, did you listen to what Dak Prescott just said about George Pickens? Trust me, this is not some generic talk. And you know we're closing to the deadline when the Cowboys can make a long-term deal with Pickens, so this is not routine talk. Then we've also got a major update on Brandon Aubrey that every Cowboys fan needs to hear before the week is over. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you're going to walk away feeling a whole lot better about where this team is headed. So, the draft is literally under a week away. I know, y'all are probably tired of hearing about the draft at this point, right? But honestly, when Dak Prescott steps out and starts talking football, you stop whatever you're doing and you listen. That's just how it works. Dak was out there at this Cancer Foundation event, and I do want to take a second before we get into the football talk, because the foundation work that's been going on there for years is genuinely amazing. I mean, if you've ever had somebody in your family go through cancer, you know how serious that is. Cancer sucks, plain and simple. So I don't want to just blow past that and act like it's nothing, because it's not nothing. But you know how it goes. Reporters are always lurking, always looking for that football angle, and they started sneaking in questions about George Pickens and what's going on this offseason. And that's where things got really interesting. So Dak is out there, right? And he starts talking about Pickens in the offseason, and he says, look, they've been working, George has shown up, he's been active, he's looked great, super excited. Now that right there, that's not nothing. That's your QB1 going on record, saying your top receiver is locked in, looks good, and is ready to work. I mean, how can you not feel good about that? But here's where it gets funny. You've got Clarence Hill in there trying to be slick, trying to trip Dak up. Clarence is basically hinting that Pickens has been at the off-season program, trying to get Dak to admit they've been doing organized workouts together, which you're not supposed to be doing at this stage. And Dak, smooth as ever, just goes, "We haven't officially started." Like, what are you doing, Clarence? Shut up, man. I just thought that was hilarious because Clarence is fishing hard for information, trying to get somebody to leak something, and Dak just completely shut it down without even breaking a sweat. That's leadership right there. But honestly, you know what the real takeaway is from all of this? Dak Prescott and George Pickens are communicating. They're building something. And look, I know this whole contract situation is going to start ramping up like crazy, especially once we get closer to July. ESPN, FS1, Twitter, everybody is going to be running stories every single day about whether Pickens is going to sign or not. I'm telling y'all right now, just be prepared for that noise. But what I really hope, is that this stays business. No personal shots, no mud throwing, no drama. Handle it like professionals. I mean, look at Will Anderson. Just got his record-breaking pass rushing deal done. No beef, no disrespect toward anybody. That's how you do it. You sign your players, you keep things professional, and everybody wins. That's what I want to see happen with Pickens. The Jones family, they got their way of doing things, and Pickens needs to understand that it ain't personal. It's just business. Let's keep it that way.
Now, let's talk about Brandon Aubrey, because this is something every Cowboys fan needs to pay attention to right now. Aubrey did not sign his tender, and what that means basically is that he's now exclusively the Cowboys to deal with. He can't go negotiate with anybody else. It's either he works out a deal with the Cowboys or he sits out. That's it. Those are the only two options on the table. And I think it gets done, honestly. I really do. Look, Aubrey wants his money. He wants to break the kicker record for contracts, and I respect that. Get your bag, man. But at the end of the day, he's going to sign. Let's just be real about it. He's going to sign, and the Cowboys are going to keep one of the best kickers in the league. So I'm not sweating that one. All right, so shifting gears a little bit, Dak also touched on the draft. And look, he did the whole "I don't know any more than anybody else" thing, and I'm sorry, I just don't buy that. You telling me you're QB1 of the Dallas Cowboys and you haven't gotten any kind of hint, any little tidbit about what direction the front office is leaning? I refuse to believe that. Now, can he influence the draft? Probably not in a major way, but they're going to make sure Dak gets what he needs, whether that's tackle help, receiver depth, whatever it is. That's just how it works. And speaking of receivers, I think it's worth mentioning that the Cowboys were present at Jordyn Tyson's workout. Now, that's interesting to me. And I know, everybody wants to say Jordyn Tyson might go top 10, and as soon as we start talking about a guy, people say we won't be there to get him. But look, it can't be that every single position is going to be taken before we pick. It can't be 2 or 3 receivers going, 2 tackles, a running back, a quarterback, possibly a tight end, and we somehow come away with nobody. That's just not realistic. We are going to get someone. Trust that. Now, I want to be real with y'all about how I'm actually feeling heading into this draft, right? And I mean this genuinely, from the heart. I wouldn't be this fired up, this passionate about the Cowboys fixing holes on this roster if I didn't truly believe that this team has what it takes to do something this year. Am I saying we're definitely winning the Super Bowl? No, that's not what I'm saying, but I absolutely believe this team can contend. First things first, we need to get back to the playoffs. It's been 2 years. That's the reality. Bare minimum, we get to the wild card, we build from there. But honestly, I think this team offensively is stacked. I really do. I think we're going to come out blazing this year on that side of the ball. Defensively, look, I feel like there's real potential there. I mean, it's honestly hard to be as bad as we were last year defensively, right? So that's step one. But when you actually step back and look at the pieces, we're not as bad off as people want to make us feel. That wall up front on the D-line, it's there. What I would love, and I've said this, is a disruptive pass rusher, a solid linebacker, another nickel, maybe another outside corner, and honestly, we're ready to play ball. That's how I see it. So when you see me getting fired up about certain draft picks, certain directions, it's because I want instant impact. That's why people get frustrated talking about certain players being selected. We want guys who can come in and make a difference right now. But here's what I need y'all to understand. We are not the New York Jets. We are not the Cardinals. Yeah, we missed the playoffs 2 years in a row, and that stings. I'm not going to pretend it doesn't, but I look at that more as circumstantial than anything else. The talent on this roster is real. The coaching is in place. The pieces are coming together. And with Dak Prescott locked in, George Pickens looking sharp in the offseason, Brandon Aubrey about to get his deal done, and a draft that's less than a week away, man, I'm genuinely excited. Like, I know sometimes in these videos I sound frustrated, I sound like I'm losing faith, but that's only because I care. That's only because I want the absolute best for this team. That's it. It really ain't that deep. So y'all, let me know in the comments, how are you feeling heading into this draft? Are you excited? Are you nervous? Are you somewhere in the middle? Drop it down below. I want to hear from Cowboys Nation.